everything changed when Trudeau decided in 2015 to announce that legalization was pending. That was a big deal. But obviously there were a bunch of details that needed to still be figured out. One of our first concerns after we heard about legalization was because there was already existing framework and regulations for hemp growers, there was a real concern amongst the hemp farmers that they were going to be excluded from these new regulations. So we worked with the Canadian Hemp Growers Association and we put together a program to lobby the government to basically be the voice for the hemp farming community to ensure that CBD from hemp would be part of the regulations. 2016, the government did something that actually I think was really good, and they got a task force together and they spent a year, I think they interviewed 30,000 odd people, and they made the recommendations to the government that became the basis of the regulations. And by and large, the task force findings from my reading were excellent, and the regulations that came out of them I think were generally pretty good, though we still have our challenges. One of the things that the government task force did well, for example, in our mind, was it recommended that outdoor cultivation be part of the regs. We thought that was great, but it also became apparent it wasn't quite so simple. The reason being, it seemed that there were a bunch of incumbents, large publicly traded cannabis companies that had already invested heavily in indoor and greenhouse space, and they were actively lobbying against outdoor cultivation. We took it upon ourselves to get together with a few other interested parties and wrote a white paper in defense of outdoor growing of cannabis in Canada. And that paper ultimately got published on the House of Commons website. And I'm happy to say that when all the dust settled, both hemp-based CBD and outdoor cultivation were part of the regs. 2018, October 17th came along and cannabis was legalized. So then it was, how are we going to play this game? And so we started with a research license and a lab license. And before long, we translated those into a processing license and an outdoor cultivation license. Pretty much everyone was playing the high THC game, and so we thought, with our background and experience, that it would be very interesting to do something a bit different. And so we launched with WholeHemp, the first brand in Canada to launch as a strictly hemp-based CBD line. We were also simultaneously planting our first outdoor crop up at our farm in the beautiful Trent Hills. And we were thinking about what we should do. Given our background and interest in the therapeutic side of it, we took our higher THC Abide flower and created balanced products by blending them with our WholeHemp high CBD flower. We have learned a lot over the last few years. We've developed a lot of products and developed new techniques at the farm in our regenerative practices and organic practices. Plants are looking better than ever. We've introduced new varieties, and we're now at a point where both WholeHemp and Abide have a full collection for WholeHemp CBD and CBG products. With Abide, we have balanced products and high THC products. We have something for everybody to find their own balance. We've expanded outside of Ontario and are now selling in provinces across the country, but our most exciting new venture is a farm gate store. We're going to be inviting our customers to come visit us in the beautiful Trent Hills to experience the wonders of organic regenerative farming for themselves.